Hello everybody, Cierra Irwin here, and today I am going to talk to you about things that we should be doing for our missing and runaway persons. The first thing we should do is make the Amber Alert criteria a little less strict. The second thing we need to do is make an alert for those who do not fit the criteria for an Amber Alert or Silver Alert, and our alert for our runaways as well. Lastly, an application for those who are missing and run away. The reason that we need to make the Amber Alert a little less strict is because it has kept many children from actually getting an Amber Alert put out for them. A well-known case in our area of Kyron Horman, according to COMM News in Eugene, Oregon, he actually never had an alert put out for him. This could have been crucial in his case in helping find him or having more leads brought up about him. So that's a reason it's important. An even more recent case of a young girl named Thea Swetlik went missing from her home, and they never put an alert out for her either, and she actually was kidnapped by her own neighbor. And according to CNN News, they later found her and she was murdered. In 2018, 161 alerts were issued, and out of those 161 alerts, 155 of those resulted in recovery, according to Mercury News. That is a 96% recovery rate. I know that if more children were able to qualify for an Amber Alert, there are higher chances that they would actually be found. Second, there needs to be an alert for those who do not fit the requirements for an Amber or Silver Alert. We know, according to amberadvocate.org, you must be 17 or younger and considered abducted to have an Amber Alert. And according to Lost and Missing, generally you need to be 65 and older or have cognitive disabilities to qualify for a Silver Alert. We already know from Vivian Academy that the average age a person goes missing is 34, meaning that they actually don't qualify for any alert, making this an important reason to have alerts for those who they don't fit for any alerts that we already have. Another reason is around any time there's about 90,000 people missing, as reported by Karen Bennett, but we don't really hear a lot about people going missing unless they get good media attention. But what if they don't? Just last year in our own campus at CCC, there are posters of a missing 15-year-old boy, and he was never really on the news that I know of. Maybe I saw a family member post about him on Facebook, but there wasn't a lot about him. And at the same time, there's a missing 18-year-old boy from the University of Portland who also went missing, and he was all over the news. And every other article that I saw on Facebook was about him. News stations were making articles about him, but there was no reporting on this other 15-year-old boy who went missing as well. And that's another reason it's important to have alert. That way people who aren't getting good media attention are also still getting attention. Next is our runaways also should be included in this new alert. As reported by missingkids.org, 29,000 cases reported to the NCMEC, 91% of them are considered endangered runaways. And in that same article, 77% of those children were 15 to 17. So they're still pretty young children, but they still don't fit into an Amber Alert, and I would rather have them put into this new alert because it just makes more sense to me to have them in a new alert. This addition of runaways is important because we know from Thorn.org 1 in 7 runaways end up in sex trafficking. That means that this group is an extreme risk because also the average person on the street is not looking for them. They don't know this person's in danger, and they need to be looked out for. Just because they run away does not mean that they shouldn't be found and kept safe. So that's another reason the new alert should include runaways. Next is a new application. We need a new application for those who are missing and run away. It would be accessible to the public, of course. Family members and police can put the persons into this system, and we would be able to, on our own, search and look at these people. We know, according to Sergeant Carl Bell from the Gladstone Police Department, that when someone goes missing, they put out bolos. Be on the lookout. That would also be integrated into this application. A bolo would be put out of someone who's recently gone missing in the area. According to amberalert.jp.gov, the Amber Alerts are sent out via an emergency alert system, which broadcasts over radios and televisions, and if you have a mobile phone, you'll be alerted by these Amber Alerts. And with this application, it would be something kind of similar, but you would have to have the application downloaded to have an alert. It would go through your phone like any other app like you have, and they send you notifications. There would also be pictures in these applications of the person who's gone missing, descriptions where they were last seen, if they were seen with anybody, pictures of that person would be in there, or like footage of them leaving an area with that person, the like close-up pictures that they try to take of the footage, like the CTV footage would also be in there. And then also I would want it to have a way that you could set a case, like let's say someone is kidnapped and you think that they might, like they're kidnapped in Oregon, you think that they might be being taken to California. The application would also send those in California messages and alerts and have that missing person be in their jurisdiction as a person missing prospectively in that area, that they could be there, so kind of keep an eye out. There would also be the ability to do age progression photos either in the app, or you could send them into the people behind the scenes of the app and they would progress the photos and add it onto the person's profile. It would also, like the NCIC, as reported by Sergeant Carl Bell, it tells you whether a person is missing, runaway, or kidnapped. That portion would also be incorporated. That way when you search up at the bottom, there would be probably a short description talking about who this person is, all the regular things, height, age, weight, sex, and then it would also state whether that person's runaway, kidnapped, missing, something like that. Today I have told you 3 different ways that we should be helping our missing and runaway persons by making the Amber Alerts less strict, having a new alert for those who do not qualify for Amber or Silver Alerts, and also incorporating our runaways into that. And lastly, that we should have an application for our missing and runaway persons that family members and police can update and keep the general public notified about what's going on with this person, if their case is still open, if we're still trying to make sure that still trying to find them, and have age progression photos so we can know what to be looking out for. That's about everything. I can't wait to hear what topics you guys chose. Thank you very much.